That does sound really nice, doesn't it? It's a little cool, but not too much. A great night for a walk through the park. The sun will set soon. I know a really lovely place we can see it from. It's my favorite place in the park. It's so serene. I think you'll really like it. I can't wait to show you. There's not usually too many people there, so it's very peaceful. Come on, let's go. Not a lot of people out this evening. That's alright. But one of my favorite pastimes, I'll admit, is people watching. I like getting a glimpse into other people's lives. It can be so fascinating. Everyone has their story to tell if you only pay attention. My story? Oh no, it's not at all fascinating or interesting. I moved here a few years ago. I live in my small apartment, work in a bookshop, and started attending the university. Pretty boring stuff, really. Homesick? No, not really. Honestly, I never had much, so there wasn't much I left behind. It has been an adjustment living here, but I'm glad I came. I feel more at home here than I ever have anywhere else. But, like I said, very boring stuff. Let's talk about you. Oh, come on. Aren't you used to being the center of attention? Do you ever get tired of it? You work so hard, you're constantly on the move, bouncing from one thing to the next, perfectly juggling your commitments. But that has to get exhausting, I would think. Don't you ever want to just slow down or take a break? Take some time to catch your breath. It's nothing short of amazing what you do, but you're only human. It has to take some sort of toll on you. And honestly, don't you get lonely? It seems like the only time you ever interact with anyone is through your organizations or whatever. But that doesn't really count, because the only thing you talk about or interact over is your task at hand. And when it's done, you bounce to the next one. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to overstep my boundaries. Let's talk about something else. The restaurant was a really nice place. I'm glad that we went there, but it is odd that for how nice it is, it doesn't seem to be very well known. Maybe they prefer it that way. Maybe it's their way of keeping out the tourists. How did you find out about it? You met a woman there. Interesting. Tell me more. A meeting? Like an interview? That's a strange place for an interview, don't you think? A little unconventional, but I guess everyone has their own way of doing things. Did you pass? The interview, I mean. You haven't mentioned any jobs outside of the university. What kind of job was it for? The government? Wow. Doing what? So, they recruit scientists from all over the country and they came to offer you a job? That's amazing. I told you that you were brilliant and you would be going places. Are you going to accept it? I see. So, you're still considering it. I guess that's the rational thing to do. You do want to consider all of your options. Someone as smart as you will have so many, but you don't look that excited. Don't you want to be a scientist? I mean, it's what you've studied so hard for. Well, listen. I know you're a brainiac and all, but I think that maybe you should see what your heart tells you to do. You can make all the rational and logical decisions that you want, but at the end of the day, that doesn't mean it will make you happy. And I think that doing what will make you happy is the most important thing that you can do. Haven't you thought about what you truly want? Not what necessarily makes logical sense, but what makes you happy. A professor? Oh, you would be good at that. I mean, look at all the things you taught me. I'm sure there are so many others who would benefit from your knowledge. But honestly, you could do anything. And whatever you do, you'll be good at it. It sounds corny, but I'm serious. Ah, here. This is my favorite spot. A little bit of a walk to get to and a bit secluded, but worth the view, I think. It's so peaceful here by the lake, especially as the sun goes down. The water's so clear, like glass. When the sun goes down, the water reflects the sunset's palette. It's gorgeous the way it blends together so perfectly. And during the spring, flowers bloom up all around. The trees blossom and the petals litter the lake so gracefully. When I moved here, it was like moving to a whole new world. A world so awake, and so alive, and so bright. There are so many places, so many little hidden gems that I've found all over the city. But the people who live here walk right by like it's nothing. Perhaps when it's all you've ever known, and when you've grown up with it, you just become so familiar. It's been a few years, but I still find these magic corners all around. Maybe that's really silly of me to say or to talk about, and it's alright if you think so. But it's these places that fill me with such joy and awe. An alley that's so overgrown with vines that it looks like a jungle on the west side. The subway station on 34th, where every Tuesday a man plays the violin around 3 a.m. He comes, he plays these beautiful, breathtaking songs, and then he leaves, like a ghost, like clockwork, never saying anything, never acknowledging anything else around him. He comes, he plays, he leaves. I don't know why, but it's wonderful. Oh, I'm rambling again, aren't I? I apologize. I just get carried away sometimes. Well, I don't go every Tuesday to the station at 3 a.m. But when I can, or when I'm feeling down, I like to. Pepper spray? No, I don't have anything like that. Oh, you're going to give me some, are you? Are you that worried about me? I'm touched. I guess it wouldn't hurt to have something like that, just in case, but for now, I guess it's just a good thing that you're with me. I have had a really wonderful day with you. It's really nice to get to spend time with you without any pressure or stress. We don't have to worry about anything else. We can just enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Good. That makes me happy. But it is getting late and getting kind of dark now, so I guess it's about time to call it. I wish we didn't have to. I'd like to sit here with you longer, but it's getting dark and it's getting cold. You did say, though, that your place was just a few blocks from mine, so I suppose we could walk back together. Unless you had other plans, then that's okay. Alright, good. Then I guess we'll get a little more time together after all. Lead the way.